Okay, go ahead and hold this. Okay, as you can see by the title and the topic here, what holds more value? And also, through this conversation, I just want to get into something else as well. So it's going to be a pretty long video, not too long, but a good length. First and foremost, man, I just want to pointing this out. I like to thank, from right now as this video is being recorded, I have 11 subscribers and I have a lot of views going on this channel, and some of the feedback, a lot of people have negative things to say, and that goes to show something that I've said before in the past. People want to be awoke, but they're afraid of truth. They're afraid that they might learn something, and when they learn something that they hear that hits them, that hits a nerve, that hits a soft spot, they get scared because they're afraid of truth. Yeah, they're afraid. They are afraid that somebody in this world has knowledge, that has experience, that has walked life. Me, I walked life. I have those experiences. I have those knowledges. And what I speak is truth. What I speak is facts. What I speak is living proof, which is myself. Look, there's a difference in really being awoke out here. You have the fake woke community with the crystals and the candles and the meditation bullshit. That's fine and all to keep you calm, but you need to be awoke with knowledge and grow beyond your expectations and not be blind to the society because you're too scared. And you also have to train yourself physically. Look, I'm a spiritual person. I've been down that other path. It ain't nothing really there as much to learn because you learn as you go along. So those that want to be awoke, you're afraid to be awoke. You'd rather be stuck here in the matrix and be blind and be sensitive. So when somebody like me comes along and really gives it to you, oh, it strikes a nerve and you have crybaby shit you want to say. Yeah. I just want to point that out. But it lets me know I'm doing something right. Because this channel's getting way more views, and I think I may have found my lane because my entertainment channel, yeah, I got 22 subscribers on there, and I'm glad for that. But it lets me know them videos that I do over there, they ain't popping. So I'm shutting down that channel. No more out of that channel. Now, if more people come along on that channel, get more traffic and views go up, and more subscribers, yeah, then I'll come back to it. But I'm going to take a year break from that channel. So right now I'm kind of done with it for this year. I'll come back to it after and check on it, see how much subscribers and views went up. Because that was my first, I really like that channel. I put some work into it. I just don't want to abandon it, but I got to take a break from it. Now, let's go ahead and hop right into it. I don't know about anybody else in the state that you may live in who watches this, but I know where I stay at, in the state of Tennessee and the town where I'm from. And something that I have noticed is that, again, by the top of this video, what has more value? And I'm going to give you guys some examples here on this video. So, okay, how do I want to start this off? I don't really know how I want to start this off, so how do I want to go into it? Okay, I think I may know how I want to go into it. So, let's say you see something that somebody posts on sale online, and they're selling brand new stuff, but they want to get it. They want to sell it to you, the buyer, the consumer, for a decent price. But you don't want to save money because you don't want to get the deals. So rather than getting a good deal, saving a few bucks, you want to go out to somewhere else and spend 150, 350 to half $1,000, which is 500, on 2 to 3 items and be broke, right? Now, I say this because I had some clothes I was going to sell. I posted the prices. You know, they were brand new, brand new. You know, if you wanted a full sweatsuit, $20. If you just wanted a shirt, $15. If you wanted pants, $15. You know, things out of that nature. They're brand new. You know, that is a good deal. But you want to go out and spend over at a place where you're not going to get the deals, where you're not going to be able to save money, right? And then the new shit don't last long. Then which goes into this. A lot of us gravitate towards the used items that we can get for $1, $5, 25 cents. Spend a few bucks and still have money, you know, left over and come out with a good majority of stuff. And we cherish the used items and see what we can also repair and fix and keep those longer than we do the new items. So the question is this, you know, what has more value here in America? Is it the new stuff where you're not saving money, where you don't care about going to a place where you can get deals at, you want to go to the place where you don't have deals at? Or is it the used items that hold value, where you're spending, you know, again, you know, cheap money and come out with a lot more stuff and still have a few bucks? Now, if you ask me, it is the old items that have value, the used stuff, rather than the new stuff that has value. You know, which is crazy because, you know, if somebody comes up to you or you go somewhere, you know, you see a deal, for some reason, us in the black community, we turn our nose at those deals. And it amazes me because you always hear about the complaint of not having money. You always hear about complaining how much prices are, but you're spending so much amount of money because you don't want the deals. Things that, you know, we really spend our money on the most is honestly fucking alcohol out the ass and weed. You ain't saving no money, but that's what a good majority of it's going to go to. And when it comes around for the holidays, what are you going to do for your kids? Or are you going to do for yourself? Because I have seen some shit to where some kids got hurt, man, for holidays because of their parents. And somebody's offering you a great sale. You know, there's great sales, there's great deals, but you don't want to take them. We'd rather go spend fucking money on some rims and shit where we know we ain't getting no damn deal. Now, me, I'd rather go to a place where I'm going to get a deal, where there's sales going at. I can come out with a few bucks. You know, after I can get a good amount, get a good couple of items, you know, for less. You know, I'm good with around, you know, maybe 120 mark, but that's that. You know, it ain't worth it. You know, online, you get more, you know, around the holiday season, you know, you're going to be paying $15, $10 total. Like, for example, you know, me, I usually buy stuff online here every now and then. And one thing that I picked up on, you know, when the holiday season's like Thanksgiving, especially around Christmas, you know, you get a gift card, you put 120, maybe $220, sometimes $300, you know, on a card. And around the holiday season, from eBay to Amazon, you know, yeah, that gift card's supposed to help in a way, But since it's the holiday season, it's not going to help as much. So, yeah, you're paying a decent price, but you're not going to get those deals like you assume because you're going to be paying around that $15 mark. But then on the off seasons, you're going to get more for your buck, and then what raises the question again, something that I did personally myself. One thing I've noticed on the off seasons, I get you get to buy a few more items during the off seasons because you're saving a couple of bucks than you are on the on seasons. And again, we'd rather turn down great deals that for a fact that you had experience for yourself. Coming out with a few bucks, man, rather than going to a place that's not going to offer you anything and you're going to be spending money on things that you don't got and not hold the new shit fucking value. Because in America, from at least where I stand at my point of view, we hold used items more than the new, and we'd rather go to a place where we're not going to get a deal at and spend money and come out with like 1-2 items. It amazes me just how backwards that is. And again, it's that question to everyone, what holds more value, new or old items? And again, I've seen this. I talked to somebody about this yesterday, and they've been noticing the same thing. So if anybody else that sees this video, let me ask you the question. Have you noticed that wherever you may stay at, have you noticed that people hold used items more value to them than new items? And then you notice them spending too much money on 1 to 2 things where they're not going to go get deals at, rather than the places you can get nice stuff as well and still get deals and still save some money. Now, that's it for that topic. The next topic is this: when are we going to really stop championing the dumb shit, and when are we going to start holding people accountable for their actions, man? Like, we're so hypocritical and backwards community, we don't know our ass from a hole in the ground. And I'm talking about a lot of these rape cases that's been going on, from the famous people to non-famous people. And I'm gonna break it down the best I can. We take a non-famous person, we hear about these rape allegation charges with women or children, right? We're so quick to jump on the wagon of saying, yeah, F him, yeah, he should get the death penalty, yeah, I hope somebody rapes him too, yada, yada, yada. They should hang, shit like that. We trash on that. We hope that they get some years. And, drug dealers, they get more years than child molesters and murderers. But when it's a famous person, right? And again, they with the same much of, statements, witness, documents, some proof of either text messages, phone calls, photos, videos, computers, things upon phones, things that really hold strong when it comes to presenting to the court and the prosecutors. When it comes to non-famous people, we see it, we ride on that, we're saying all kinds of things like, yeah, F him, yeah, he should hang, he should burn, I hope he, blah, blah, blah. Things that you would normally hear. But when it comes to a famous person, who gets away with it? Again, they're famous, and they've been around for a while, and they got money, so they can hold up the court as long as possible. But when us the viewers, when we see, again, statements, documentations, the victim statements, proof, that was left behind by the person doing the crime from, again, photos, text messages, phone calls, things from computers, hard drives, phones. Them not denying anything. We hold them value and say, he's innocent. This chick is just clout chasing. Oh, she's just trying to get money. This dude is he's innocent. Man, he ain't do nothing. Well, we say that because, again, we're backwards. We don't know our ass from the hole in the ground. But if things have been going around for years, 20 years, that's 2 fucking decades. 20 years, and where there's smoke, there's fire. And you have all these people coming out over there saying this. We want to trash on the victims. And I heard about the R. Kelly thing that came out with the Part 1 documentary. Us, as black people in the community, we're holding that dirty motherfucker so goddamn high. I want to say, the dude ain't fucking innocent. You see all the shit over the years that came out. You have the Jessica Reed documentary that came out on Charlamagne. She put money in that but wasn't there. Traveled, proof, documentations, receipts, lawyers. And I know a lot of people say, oh, well, the DNA evidence that didn't come back as positive. Do you know why that is? It's because Charlamagne chose not to take the DNA result because he knew he's guilty. Yeah, I'm going to tell you guys something. I'm going to tell those who think they know shit who don't know shit. When it comes to DNA testing in any type of crime that you do, I'm going to tell you guys something, man, because I've been locked up. I had to do DNA tests before. Several fucking times. If you don't do that DNA swab test and blood test for anything you get locked up with, I don't give a fuck what it is. It could be a misdemeanor crime. It could be to the highest crime. If you don't take... I don't answer phone calls. I don't know. If you don't take that DNA test, guess what? That's going to hold you up. That's going to hold the sentence. That's going to hold the court up. That's going to make you look bad. And you're going to be paying money you may or may not even have. And then when it comes time for it, and when stuff is presented, yeah, it's going to show up as not matched or no results found. It's because you didn't take it. And that's going to make it more hard on you. Yeah, it really is. It really super is. But when you do take that swab test, blood test, DNA test, whatever it is that you want to call it, one, okay, it's going to look good for you, regardless if you did or did not do it. Also, it's going to make things a bit more simpler, easier on you. It's going to make your time go a bit faster. It's going to make the court go a bit faster, even along with the hearing to go a bit more faster. And when stuff comes back, you know, one thing I spoke on before in a previous video, why do we champion the dumb shit? Yeah, just because you take a DNA result test, you never hear about a DNA result test come back 100% anything. It always 75, 85, 91% match. You never hear about something being 100% because nothing is ever 100% match of any DNA because we got too many people DNA from our parents or grandparents, our sisters, our uncles, and ancestors running through us, so nothing's going to be the same. And we're all mixed in this world anyway, so no one's really 100% of anything. That's why you don't hear about these results coming back 100%. But we champion this dumb shit when it comes to famous people that do need to be held accountable for their actions. And when we see this, most of us have children, sons and daughters, right? And them sons and daughters. Sons and fucking daughters. And this is what I'm talking to with the men, in particularly this one, because a lot of women ain't gonna fucking ride for this, ain't gonna ride for the famous people that are guilty when it comes to stuff like that. And some that do, it's because they don't know any better, they're dumbfounded, they're on drugs, and they're fucking hoes themselves. Yeah. But when it comes to the men, we have children. You have sons, you have daughters. So if a famous person rapes your child, has proof of this, you're going to be quick to fucking jump on. Actually, let me slow down. First, let me do this. Us, man, in this situation, when we hear about a woman doing that against a famous person, we want to call our social names out of the book and saying, oh, she wants money. Even though hard fucking evidence and proof is right there in our goddamn face. And those of us that have children, from girls to boys, if your child comes to you one day and says something happened to them, that a famous person did to them, and they're crying and they're hurt and they can't get over it, are you going to comfort them? Are you willing to do something about that? Are you willing to take them to court? Are you willing to get as much proof as you can possible? DNA result test done to see if that person's DNA is in your son or daughter. Are you willing to be a parent at that time? Or are you going to be a fucking hypocritical coon and say, oh, well, you lying. He ain't doing nothing. Even though you see the shit right there in front of your face when it comes down to the court trial. Or are you going to go ahead and again be a parent and say, you know what, I used to champion this guy. I always heard about the stories. I used to be that person saying somebody was lying. Well, maybe there's truth to it now because now this happened to my child. Again, we're so fucking quick to say one thing about another person when this happens who we don't know. And yet we see documentations, research being done, receipts, paperwork, DNA result tests. We see somebody so fucking traumatized and hurt. We're so quick, again, to jump on the book per se and call them all sorts of names and say they just want money. Right? But when it happens to one of your own, oh, then you want to be all sorts of justice about it. You ready to get the pitchforks and the mob and want to shoot somebody up. So the question is, when are we going to stop fucking championing the dumb shit here in the black community? And start holding motherfuckers accountable for their actions? R. Kelly don't need a pass. People want to give him a fucking pass because he's been around for 20 years. Alright, you know, before he was famous, he was running around in a car with McDonald's trying to get kids in his car who came out of school. You know, he was, and I know a lot of people say, well, he was a victim of rape himself. No. People who are victims of rape don't go around raping years later themselves. No, they want justice, they want to stand for something. He ain't no fucking victim. No, he's been a predator. For God's sakes, look at Kevin Gates. He married his own cousin. Yeah. And them Louisiana boys, they funny style. They backwoods. See, a lot of the famous rapists are really from New York, from up in the East. R. Kelly's from New York. You know, there are stories about R. Kelly and South African Bambaataa back in the days before they were famous, what they were doing to children, man. Well, there's smoke, there's fire. If people want to give him a pass for he's fucking dyslexic. I got learning disabilities too. You guys seen how angry and how times where I just wanted to cry in the fake diploma video, and you hear about me in the interview that I did, my own interview that I did about the trust and money interview. You know, when I done shit, when I got in trouble for things, nobody fucking gave me a pass because of me having learning type of disabilities or disabilities whatsoever. No, they held me fucking accountable. I ain't getting no pass. So why the fuck should somebody else get a pass? He shouldn't. Again, we need to stop championing the dumb shit. If that was your son or daughter, would you say they fucking lying and they just want money? No, you wouldn't. Especially when you go through, again, documentations, investigation, research. You're collecting all the paperwork. You're making payments. You're getting DNA tests and blood results done on your child. Then you want one from the person that did it And once they do or do not do it, and then once it comes to the court and says, okay, this person has done it, but we're going to let them free, yeah, you're going to be all quick to want justice. You're going to want to make a documentary. You're going to want to protest. You're going to be quick to want to get a mob together and probably find where this person lives at and kill him. Yeah. And again, you know, when I come back to this, and again, I know some of those type of people, man, that I've seen and have been caught and busted, man. I know. My stepfather used to beat my mother. Right? So many, like 15 years ago, there was a neighbor of mine, and it was her and her daughter. And she was actually under witness protection program in a name change. And I didn't know nothing about this till something happened. Well, she called, I think, an electrician or somebody to come to her house, and it was her ex-husband. Her ex-husband beat the shit out of the daughter and his ex-wife when he found her. And you know why? Why she got away? Because he raped the both of them. About almost a decade ago, about 21, 22 years ago, two friends of mine on Halloween night back in 97 got kidnapped, beat, raped, and hung on a fence right behind the post office in my town where I stay at. They caught the two people that did it. There used to be a trailer park next to the Goodwill that I'm looking at literally behind my yard. There used to be meth heads. But you know what? There used to be child molesters there too. A trailer park that's known in this town is called, I forget what it's called, Countryside Village. A lot of people don't know something in this town because I call a lot of people after Colombians because they think they know shit and they don't. And I've been around here since 92, and I was born in 1990. You know, I've seen this town change where I stay at for so many years. Again, I'm 28 years old. Well, this in particular trailer park called Countryside, back in the days, and a lot of people don't know this, and it's still the same thing as it is to this day. That's the place where they located child predators at. Because it was a built-in gate, you had to have a key code to punch in and stuff. I know that be for a fact because there was a scoutmaster who was a woman, and she had a thing for younger girls. She sent some shit to my sister. We took that woman to jail. You hear about rapes down to the projects that used to be dangerous as hell with some rape shit going on. I myself was once a victim of that type of shit, man. I don't talk about it, but you know what? I was scared at the time. I know a rape victim who was scared to do something, but she took matters in her own hands and bringing that, you know, to court and try to get justice for that. And that's what happened. You know, she got justice. So when it happens to one of your own, are you going to say the person's lying, or you want to get justice, man? You want to do what's right. Again, we got to stop championing the fucking dumb shit and start holding people accountable for their actions. Hell, we hold people accountable who ain't famous for their actions, but when it comes to people that are famous, that really did some shit, and who are really guilty, we don't want to hold them accountable for their actions. We want to say they innocent. Because we're so fucking hypocritical. People now need to be made an example out of who are famous. And say, hey, you think you're going to get a scar? You think you're going to slide from that? You ain't. Now, back in the 1920s, 1930s, and I'm talking during the early days of the mobster years till the 60s, we held those famous mobsters and famous people who weren't mobsters, who had mob ties and connections. When they got busted, we held them accountable. Some got sent to the death penalty. You didn't know that, did you? They ended up getting the chair. And the good majority of the famous people around from the Broadway days and silent movie days and things out of that nature, especially during the 1930s at the most, if you were a famous person, you got caught with multi shit, buying from them. Not only were you affiliated, but you were also guilty, and you got the death penalty, along with the famous mobsters or crew that also got busted. And some of the famous mobsters throughout the years, the famous gangsters, oh, we want to ride for them. Oh, they innocent. No, they ain't fucking innocent. Why do you think they got the death penalty? Why do you think they got busted, man? Yeah. And even when one of our own commits murder, yeah, I seen this too. Again, we're fucking hypocritical. I seen this too. Somebody we know, one of our own commits murder. When I mean one of your own, talking about a family member or a friend. We want to say free this person. He's innocent. Well, hold up. When you go to the court hearing, right? When you go to the court hearing, not only are they presenting a witness, statements, reports, autopsy report on the victim, evidence of fingerprints, DNA, that's from blood, swab, hair, the weapon, the district attorney, what they found on their side, plus with receipts of paperwork and money, and found guilty. You want to throw a whole fucking up riot and still say that motherfucker's innocent and free him. Well, let me ask you something. Matter of fact, here's a good example. Cameron was neighbors with his next door neighbor was a serial killer. If you knew your next door neighbor was a serial killer, what makes you think your next door neighbor wasn't going to plan on killing you next? Yeah, think about that. Think about that for a second. Think about that for a good second. Same thing with this. When we say free somebody who we know who did something, we go to their trial, we found them guilty. And we still want to say some shit like free them, they innocent. Here's a question. Did you ever stop and think that your friend or your family member could be plotting to kill you next if they didn't get caught? Yeah. And if your friend or family member did kill somebody, you getting close to you to another friend or family member, you're going to be quick on jumping on the other bandwagon saying, fuck this person. He's guilty. Yeah, you would. Don't fucking sit there and say lie when you wouldn't. I knew some people that killed. Yeah. Again, I ain't gonna say shit, but, I know motherfuckers want after me, so I'm good. But, we need to stop championing the dumb shit. We do. Those that want to claim to be awoke are not awoke, and those that really want to chant some shit are fucking hypocrites, man. Coons. Because you're going to go around and do the same fucking shit. Because you're afraid and you're scared of knowledge. And you're afraid of growing. I'm 28 years old, man. I ain't got time no more to be doing shit. I don't. I'm almost in my 30s, man. I'm aware to things. I have to grow, try to at least make a living for myself, and so I can pass down my knowledge to my child if I have a child at all. And there are reasons why a good majority of my friends are aware of things, because when I rolled in the group together, I was, again, learning to be awoke, a spiritual person, spreading knowledge, telling them some things, man. Now, some they didn't use to their training, and a good majority of them fell into a life of just crime and drugs, but you know what? At least they were somewhat aware, and one of them did manage to actually really straighten up themselves. Two of them are doing good, man. Because they can grow. And it's okay to grow. It's okay to gain knowledge, man. It's okay to be scared about something you never knew about. but at least you have now that knowledge. It's okay. Go outside of your shell. Go outside of your box. It's all right. I know I said, oh, well, pray and go to church. Well, look, man, there's a reason why I stopped going to church in the first place. Why I stopped listening to words that were being preached out of a book that was rewritten 9 times, and all of them fucking false and lies. And the tongues that they speak had negative energy coming out of them, and you always heard about something bad happening, especially the churchgoers. It's a very hypocritical world in that field, and it's very negative. And not only that, you are putting your faith into a false belief, into a false leader, and you're taking word of mouth that comes from man and not from the horse's mouth. You know, the God that we believe in ain't the God that you think it is. There are gods, multiple, plural. And there are some things that I really knew, things that I found out, again, knowledge seeker. And some shit that I found out. And when I mean found out, man, it scared me so fucking much, man. I was frightened for a while, but you know what? I'm glad I found out. And here's one thing, man. People say church is free. Church ain't free. Why do you think they pass around the offering plate? Because you're paying the pastor for you to go to church as he preaches for 2 hours. Yeah, you being charged to go. You didn't think about that, did you? Again, knowledge. So yeah, man, that's about it for this video. I hope you guys get something out this video and learning. So I'm out.